Hey, what's up, Dividend Nomads? Welcome back to the channel. Today is our Roth IRA update day. This is where I'm going to share with you guys a weekly recap for the Roth IRA, what I did there, how much I got paid, and what are my thoughts going forward. This is going to be slightly different because I do have a lot of things in my mind that I want to change about this portfolio a lot differently than the way I do my other one. So you're going to see some big changes happening here very, very soon with this one. But first, let's dive into it. I'll share the screen with you, show you the portfolio, then I'll share the spreadsheet with you, show you how these are performing, behind the scenes. So let's do it. Let me record the screen. What's going on here? All right, 3, 2, 1, bam. All right, here we are. Charles Schwab, Roth IRA account. Dow was up 1%, NASDAQ 1.2%, and the S&P 1%, and the Roth IRA was up 3.38% yesterday. That was yesterday on Friday. I'm recording this on Saturday. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here in China. In my portfolio right now, you can see the value is $50,218. And right now, I'm sitting on $23,000 in cash, which is not great to have so much cash in a Roth IRA when it's a tax-free account, but you'll understand why here soon because I'm going to be making some changes here, and I'm going to share those changes with you, what I want to do with this money. So let's get into it. Let's see all the positions. So at the top right here, you can see I've got 100 shares of RGTI. This is Rigetti. This is a quantum stock, and I believe within the next 5 to 10 years, quantum is going to be massive. And that's why I was actually selling put options on this, and I got assigned, and I feel like I got a pretty decent price too. So anyway, I got assigned on this one, and then I started selling covered calls on it to make income off of this, so I can get some income coming in. But I plan to hold this, or maybe even add to it. This is just kind of like one of those things you just buy and you just wait for 5 years. And then, you open up your portfolio and you got some money one day. So this kind of what this is right here is just kind of a buy and wait type of thing. Because this is a Roth IRA. I can't take this money out until, 15 years later. So I want to start shifting my focus from just pure income to stuff that can actually grow the NAV a lot more. And I can still make income from it. So that's the first one right there, Rigetti, 100 shares. I'll share with you the call options I sold on that as well here in a minute. The next one you see is Misty, 780 shares of Misty. XDTE, 112 shares. QDTE, 91 shares. And NVIDIA, 117 shares. And that's all of the stocks that are in this portfolio. And if you look down here, I've got a Rigetti call option. I sold a covered call on the 100 shares that I have. I sold it for $13.50. And right now, I'm up 29% on that call option. And I just sold that yesterday on Friday. So actually what I did last week on Monday, I sold a covered call on Rigetti. And that one, I sold it for $21, sorry. I sold it for $21. And then Friday, because all the time that passed by, it was only $1. So I paid the $1 and bought it back to close the position. And then I opened a new position yesterday for $12. Yeah, I paid $12 for opening the position. So so I sold another covered call just to make a little bit of income, and that lowers my cost basis. So that's what we did there with Rigetti. So I'll share more information with you guys on that in a minute. But first, let's dive in here and see how much we actually got paid so far. If I go to the history here, you can see all of that. So let's just go back to the beginning of the month. So let's see. Yeah, here we are. We'll start right here. See, on June the 2nd, you can see sell to open, a cover call. See, I got assigned on Rigetti. See the very bottom down there? I got assigned the 100 shares, right? So this one I picked up the 100 shares. And you can see here that price was $12.50 is how much I got assigned for. So that's why you see the minus 1260. That's where I actually bought the 100 shares of Rigetti. And then right above that, as soon as I got assigned, I opened a covered call and I made $21.34 in premium. I basically said, okay, I'm willing to sell my Rigetti for $13. So it means I would have made $50 profit. Plus, I also got paid $21, so I would have made $71 profit. But nothing happened with that. That expired worthless. So yeah. Anyway, I made the 21 bucks. So anyway, here on June the 3rd, you see this $280. I deposited $280 cash into this account because I had some extra money from some other stuff that I sold that I didn't put to work somewhere, and it was just kind of sitting there. So I said, okay, I'll just take this extra money I made and just drop it over here. I think it was for some books or something that I sold from Amazon. So I have several books I published, and anyway, I sold some books, so I put that money in here. So on June the 6th, we have this was Friday, all the money that I made yesterday. You can put them all on the screen there. At the very bottom, you see QDTE paid me $18.97. XDTE paid me $27.86. And then you see this IRA regular contribution is $43. In my regular portfolio, my YBTC was up on positive return, was up positive on market return and total return. And I just took that distribution and just put it over here in this portfolio. So that's why you see an extra $43. I just took it from another portfolio. Rigetti 101, see the negative? That means that's where I bought my call option back to close it. So yeah. Misty, I got 1148. And then you see these negatives here on XDT and QDTE. That's just because those two are on drip. So when I received that dividend income, it just took it right back out of my account to buy more shares with it. So that's why you see that there. You can see it says reinvest shares. So that's where, they just paid the money and bought more shares. It was only a fraction of a share. I got half a share of QDTE and just over half a share of XDTE. So not even enough to buy a whole share. So that's what happened in the portfolio. So now let's look at the spreadsheet. I'll share with you what's going on under the hood, and I'll share with you my future plans for this portfolio because there's going to be a lot of stuff changing. I already have it in my mind exactly what I want to do. So I'll share all that with you guys in this video today. So sorry if it's long, but let me record the screen for you guys. I can't talk and focus on this at the same time. New screen recording. Okay, 3, 2, 1, bam. All right, so here we are in the spreadsheet. So let's look at this and I'll share my thoughts with you guys on that. So here in the positions, you can see I have the 100 shares of Rigetti. My average share cost is actually $12.32 because the options I've been selling, it lowered the cost average. So that's pretty good. Let me make it bigger so you guys can see this thing. Okay, Misty, there's 780. That's my cost average. That's the share price. NVIDIA 117 is the number of shares I have. There's my cost average. I'll put the blue box around it, and there's the share price. XDTE only 112. That's my cost average. You see the share price beside it. QDTE 91.87. And there's my cost right there, and there's the share price. So, which again, my cost average doesn't really matter for you guys. It really depends on what you bought it at. But actually, none of this matters because you might be seeing some big changes here. And we'll talk about those in just a minute after I share the returns with you guys. So let's scroll over here so you can see the returns. Let me get it all on the same screen for you. And I'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can see it better, hopefully. Hopefully you guys can all see that. So the top one, Rigetti, that's the one that this doesn't pay a dividend. Like I said, this is a quantum stock, kind of like a speculative growth stock. Market return says we're down $100. Total return minus 71, and that's minus 5%. But like I said, I'm not worried about this. This is more of a speculative growth play, and it's a small amount of money, and I'm just waiting for this to do something. So hopefully, well, not hopefully, I'm pretty sure it will. It's just, this is one of those things where you just slowly add to it and add to it a little bit at a time, And then, 5 years later, you open up your portfolio and you got a lot of money. One of those type of deals, if it does what it's supposed to do. Like I said, it is speculative, but quantum, like this one, Rigetti, you have some like QBTS, D-Wave, maybe IonQ, some of these quantum stocks. If you just put a little bit of money in them, not financial advice, but you spread some money out on all of them, one of them's going to be a winner. Just don't know which one yet because it's still early in the quantum game. The next one, Misty. Well, let's put this over here so you can see the blue box. So Misty, negative 31.07 on market return, but we are positive 47.76. So that means if I was to sell Misty right now, I would walk away with $4,700 more than I started with. So this one's doing pretty good. That's a return of 24.89%, which is, for me, I think that's really good. 24%, I'm happy with that. NVIDIA, about to be out of here. NVIDIA, 786 is the market return, negative 786, and total return is negative 167. That's a minus 6% total return. This one is going to be out of here 100% for sure, gone. The next one you see is XDTE. This one, total return is negative $64. So even with all the dividends reinvested, it's still negative, and it's negative by 1.16%. And actually, I'm going to be honest with you guys on this one too. I'm going to sell this one too. I'm going to sell NVIDIA. I'm going to sell XDTE. And you see my QDTE is positive $94. Total return 2.88%. And I'm actually going to sell this one as well. So I'm going to sell QDTE, XDTE, and NVIDIA. And what am I going to do? Good question. I'm glad you asked. Since this is a Roth IRA, I want to get more growth in here, but I also want to earn income and grow the portfolio. So this is what my thoughts are on doing once the portfolio hits enough money. It's a little bit too low right now. Once we get a little bit more money in here, I'm going to try to move forward with this plan. But what I want to do, I want to start selling some cash secured puts on the S&P 500 on SPY or on QQQ, which is a NASDAQ, and get income from that, because you can sell those options daily. And, I can easily do it even conservatively and probably make, at least $100 a day. And then if I do get assigned, that's fine, because the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ typically grow, for the last 100 years, like 10 or 12% per year. So my portfolio will grow, and I can sell the covered calls on that and make income while the portfolio is growing in NAV, right? The value of the portfolio will grow, and I'll get paid income. And I can use that income to actually buy some more dividend paying stocks that are stable, that I can live off of when I can actually pull the money from this portfolio. But I can also use those distributions to buy more speculative growth stocks, stuff like these quantum stocks and AI stocks and stuff like that, that in the next 15 years, they're probably going to have, a massive amount of growth compared to where they are now. So I can grow my portfolio with the entire index and earn income by selling calls on the index, and use the income that I earn to buy more plays that could potentially grow a lot. Like I said, quantum and AI. And also I can use some of that income to buy some stable dividend payers like your JEPI, JEPQ, or SCHD and things like that. Things that grow the dividends, and the price grows over time as well. So 15 years from now, when I can actually take this money, it should have some things in there that are paying regular income, and it should have some things in there that have grown in a massive amount. Hopefully it grown in a massive amount, like quantum and AI. So that's what I'm hoping for, and that's kind of my idea or my plan around how to want to manage this Roth IRA. Because selling options can have some, some tax. How do I explain it? Just like the tax options are taxed as regular income. Okay, so they're going to be taxed at like 40%. But in a Roth IRA, you don't pay tax. So I can sell options here without worrying about tax implications and earn income without being taxed on that income from those options. And I can also use these speculative growth stocks that have the potential to grow, to 10x in the next 15 years or more. And I can get this massive amount of growth tax-free. So that's the idea and the thoughts and the plan behind that, and move away from these, high yield income stocks in the Roth IRA. I will still keep some, maybe just as some boosters like Misty that's performed really well. But, at the first sign of trouble, I will also kick it. I'm not going to mess around with this stuff in this portfolio because I really need this to grow. So I have a lot of money in here tax-free when I'm ready to pull it out 15 years from now. So I got a long time horizon on this portfolio. So that's the idea and the plan behind what I want to do here. Start eliminating these high yield dividends, except for one or two. Do options and income. Okay, next, dividend log. Really quick. Let's move on with this show. Keep it moving. Okay, down here. So this is for, put a blue box on it. See the blue box there on June. Rigetti. I know I didn't get dividends, but this is options premium that I made. So I put the options premium here just so I can keep track of the amount of income that I'm earning from this stock. So I made $32.34 in options premium so far in the month of June. Misty, yesterday, paid me $1,148. NVIDIA hasn't paid yet. 2 weeks from now, we'll get a payment from NVIDIA. Hopefully it's another $172. I'll get rid of NVIDIA. XDTE paid me $27.86 yesterday. It's not positive yet. When this one gets positive, I'm going to sell it. QDTE paid me $18.97 yesterday. This one, as you've seen on the previous screen, this one is positive. And actually Monday, I think I'm going to cut NVIDIA from the portfolio and add that cash to my cash position that I'm kind of saving up for, so I can start doing the cash secure puts on the index. So this one's going to be out of here on Monday. This one still negative, so we got to hold on to it. This one is still negative, so I'm holding on to it. So we got one leaving on Monday. If I scroll all the way over here to the right, we don't want to do all that. Let's scroll here to the right, and we can see here, I put a blue box around it, total. So yesterday, I made a total of $1,227 in this portfolio. So you can see the distribution is definitely less than last month, and it's going to be a lot less than last month because I'm basically selling out of these dividend stocks, except for very few. But once I start getting my covered call or my cash secure puts and covered calls going on the index, you're going to see this income jump up a lot again, probably $3,000 a month again or so, somewhere around there. I'm just guessing right now, but something like that. So stay on the lookout for that. It's coming soon. We just got to take a little bit of time to get the things out of here and basically restructure this portfolio. I just don't want to do it overnight and take some losses and things like that, especially since I'm limited to the amount of money I could put in here because it's a Roth. So slowly working on restructuring. Monday, the first portion of that is coming. So you can see this one right here. Up here, we got this $42.96. This was last month. I made a lot of money there last month. I received, $2,000 in dividends from Coney and some put options also that I sold. And that's what this $2,000 is here. Because I cut Coney from the portfolio after I received that massive dividend. And that's how much I had received. So Coney's out of here. So that's why this month, we're going to be shy of this $2,000. We don't have nothing paying that much money this month. So we got our biggest payment from Misty already, which you can see here, it's $12.27. So that's part of this right here. So this month is going to be pretty lean in the Roth IRA, but we're not spending the money anyway, so that's okay. We're restructuring, getting ready to ramp up and make some good money here and grow the portfolio, hopefully in a major way. But we'll see. That's just the idea, the plan, and the thoughts behind it. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I'm curious what you guys think about this idea of restructuring the Roth IRA, moving away from the high yield dividends, selling the call options on the index, and using the income from the call options to buy some speculative growth stocks, some steady dividend payers like your JEPI, JEPQ, SCHD, and I'll own the index. So the index should grow over the next 15 years, hopefully, unless something crazy happens. But it could, but you never know. So let me know what you think about that below. Love to hear your thoughts and ideas. And again, I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.